So we get the first look at the Eternals trailer finally. Is it any good? Is it going to be anything amazing? Well, we're going to find out all that and much more on this episode of the Miami Geeks. Stay tuned.
It's 8 o'clock and we're ready to rock.
Yo, yo, yo! What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Miami Geeks Weekly Updates, brought to you by DigitalCrackNetwork.com. I'm your host, Punisher305, and with me, as always, old school gaming specialist, Uncle Willie.
Another Monday, huh?
Yeah, it's one of those Mondays, but it's actually a good Monday. I mean, can't complain.
I mean, it's a Monday.
But yeah, it is a Monday. But still, can't complain, dude. Can't complain.
Of course you can. It's Monday. That's what Mondays are there for complaining.
All right, well, if we're going to be complaining, we got a lot to complain about today.
Oh, I got a couple things to complain about today.
No, I'm definitely know that we have a lot to complain about. But before we do that, guys, this segment is brought to you by D2D and Decora Lights. But for D2D, make sure to hit promo code MIGeeks10 to save 10% on your next purchase order. That's MIGEEKS10. All in caps, description down below. Copy the promo code, click on the link, paste on the shopping cart, and that's 10% saved there, guys. And also with Decora Lights, make sure to go pass by and visit their page on IG and let them know that Punisher and Uncle Willie sent you. So, to get a nice little thing there, guys, you gotta check out the LED lights. They're freaking awesome. And hit like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button just know when comes amazing news, which is 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and a little something in between. Hey now, let's get started. So now that the audience is a little bit deaf, let's make fun of Take-Two CEO that he says the game industry pandemic boost is actually permanent. Willie, the fuck is he talking about, first of all?
Okay.
Because I think we're getting past this whole human malware now. But if he's saying this is going to be a permanent thing, what does he mean? Why?
Okay. Little background.
Yes.
Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick was being interviewed by GameIndustry.biz.
Okay.
And he says that he believes that all the additional sales that have been a result of the pandemic actually represents a permanent shift. Meaning that this is not something that's going to go away once the pandemic is gone. And he's happy because their year-end report was really good.
Yeah.
Like, they made a good amount of money. But this is the quote that I want to focus on. This is a quote. Interactive entertainment is now the #1 entertainment vertical in terms of revenue, and I guess people still don't fully realize that. And a good deal of that growth was driven by people either discovering or rediscovering interactive entertainment and its social aspects during the pandemic.
Okay.
And what we found is that while certain trends should be expected to moderate, that shift is permanent.
I don't know. I feel that's a little off, or he's just a little cocky, or maybe even both.
I mean, he is cocky because he's the kind of guy that thinks that people will spend money on Grand Theft Online for the rest of their lives.
Nah, not local.
Which,
he's nuts.
No por nada, Strauss. But I don't think you're living in reality there, Strauss.
No. He is so far from reality that I don't think he knows what's going on. I seriously don't. I think he's just way off the grid.
This is what I'm thinking. Okay. Yes. For a period there, people really hit the video games hard. But the people hit the video games hard because they weren't outside. Because people, they kids normally that would be, at school or maybe hang out with friends or stuff like that, were playing more video games. Adults that had nowhere to go to because some of them were in lockdown, rediscovered video games. Remember that video games has no real competition. Because say what you want about Disney Plus and Netflix, they ain't movies. If movie theaters are closed, they got to do something. What do you think is going to happen when the movie theaters open back up, Strauss?
Yeah.
Huh? What do you think is going to happen when schools open back up and people start, doing things other than video games? Like, maybe trying out for the football team, maybe going off and cheerleading, or, going back to real life. Strauss.
I agree. Look, when the human malware hit, there was a moment of time that we're all stuck at home, right? If you look back at statistics in YouTube, it spiked up so hard because everyone was making a YouTube channel. And it's true. Everyone was focused on gaming. They were focused on content and a bunch of other things. And a lot of the viewerships were up high. Hell, a lot of viewers were watching a lot of people at the same time, date, night, whatever it was, because you were stuck at home. You had nothing else to do. And of course, like you were just saying right now, Willie, people were playing video games as well and buying stuff, to keep themselves entertained. But now that we're 1 year past, things are looking a little more normal now. Things are, going back very slowly. Not 100% yet, but it's going back slowly to that pace that where everybody's kind of going out again. They still wearing the face mask, but some areas don't allow it anymore. They're like, hey, you don't have to wear a face mask if you already got your shots and whatever. But still, it's going back slowly. Where the point I'm trying to get is, Strauss over here, Strauss, whatever the fucking name is,
Yes.
He's coming up with these fucking illusions of that. Yeah, like it's gonna be a permanent thing. It's gonna stay like this forever. No.
I don't think it's an illusion.
Think so. Oh, he's fucking high or something.
I think it's a matter of that he lives in that bubble. He lives in the video game bubble. And he's deluded himself into believing that video games as a medium is every bit the equal of movies. I mean, they are viable in a sense because, they both make, ass loads of money.
Yeah, they do.
But the video game experience still has a stigma that movies don't deal with. And that's the stigma of, damn, bruh, ain't you too old to be playing video games?
There's that.
There's still some work to be done there because I still know plenty of people who think that video games are a kid's thing.
Yeah, I don't know them because I would have told them like, let's challenge me on that thought.
No, those are the same people that think that adults shouldn't be watching cartoons, and I'll be damned.
Oh, they're
going to keep Tom and Jerry away from my old ass.
They're fucked. Ththat ain't going to happen.
I will say that there may be a thing where people have gotten their eyes opened to the entertainment value of video games, but I don't think this is a permanent shift. I think once the movie theaters are back open again and people will go to parks and clubs and and let's face it, strip clubs without worrying about things, that's going to reverse.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Right now, he's just stuck on that whole, look, I'm getting paid now, I'm happy, so this is what he thinks is going to happen. But watch, when that shifts, and it's going to happen, it's going to shift very soon. I'm just not predicting it yet. I'm just saying it's going to happen. But when it does, he's going to have a lot to say whenever he's like, hey, didn't you say that this was going to happen? Yeah, sorry.
He's just going to go and like every CEO, it was a slight over calculation, but we're still doing good. Buy our stock.
Thumbs up, guys. Nah, screw that. But whatever, man. Guys, what do you think about this first story? I still say it's just idiocracy. This man is just spitting out of his mouth. But what are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. We will love to have a conversation about this. Now, Willie, since we're into technology, the Surface Duo. Have you seen that thing?
I have.
Dude, tell me in your eyes, it does not look like an Xbox Series DS with Game Pass.
It looks like a DS. It could very well be a DS.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine getting that thing and just putting all sorts of game on it? It should be good enough to play freaking N64, Dreamcast, and all those stuff on it.
All right,
I'm pretty sure.
Hold on. Slow your roll there. Don't fold the sails back in, buddy. You're about to blow off. We're talking about now as a game machine with Game Pass. You're talking about emulation here, and emulation is a totally different beast.
Just saying. It
looks like it's a very capable looking game streaming platform, and it could play the role of the DS. You're sitting there, nice, it is. There's an Android device too, so it could be your phone. And then when you're bored and you're not talking to nobody, flip it open, play a little bit of Minecraft.
Yeah, why not, right?
Why not? Shit, why just leave it at Minecraft? With the amount of games that there are on Game Pass,
Oh my
I think
god.
it's a pretty big deal. As a matter of
Definitely.
fact, you can play Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War on it.
Which, yeah, you're absolutely right. And I say we should just go to that segment right now. I mean, yeah, the Surface Duel is pretty cool and stuff like that, but I think this Call of Duty news is pretty nice.
For you.
Guys, so the Call of Duty news that we're talking about here, guys, it's we might be getting the Hijacked map very soon. So it looks like Call of Duty Warzone, it's pretty much going to try to get the Hijacked multiplayer map for the season. A lot of claims are coming around that it looks like it's going to be coming soon for season 4, but it's not 100% sure. But it looks like they're leaning toward that it might just happen. There's no word on an exact date on when it's going to come out yet, but it's coming. And to be honest, I like that map. It's just one big ass yacht, and you're just fucking going back and forth, shooting and just going to the little areas in the bottom of the ship and killing the shit out of everybody. It's fun. I mean, I love that part. That I could dig.
Now, this should be said that this is a leak, like a rumor type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the person who has made the claim, the MW2 Ghost on Twitter, is someone that's reliably predicted stuff for the game. So it came from him this weekend, and it's possible that it'll come out. So for people who like the old Black Ops 2 map, there you go, remastered.
Absolutely. And I think it's pretty cool. And you know what? I really think that being that he's a reliable source and he hasn't been wrong, but there's always that 1%. I always like to say to everybody, just wait till further news comes out, because it's about to happen. If he's already kind of mentioning it, let's see what happens. And I think that, it's going to come out. I'm happy about that. But
I'm sure you are.
Willie, you brought up some interesting news about Dodgeball Brawl Knockout City. Can you please bring this up for us? Because I would like to hear this more from you.
Knockout City, the dodgeball game on steroids, came out on Friday the 21st, and there are already 2 million players on the game.
That's a whole lot. That's too fucking much. Wow.
Yeah. Now, this is a free trial available now, and it's available until May 30th. And if you want to keep playing past that, you got to pay $20. But I am a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, and Game Pass Ultimate comes with EA Play. And yes, indeed, ladies and gents, it's included in EA Play for Game Pass Ultimate. I am going to try this game because I'm sick of hearing of it, and I want to try it out. Plus, I have some pent-up dodgeball trauma from when I was younger, and I want to let it loose.
Oh, I know you are. I mean, that's going to happen.
You don't have Ultimate, right? You don't have Game Pass Ultimate?
No, sadly I don't.
Well, grab the free trial. It's free till May 30th. And let's see who we can peg in the face of the dodgeball. You know you want to.
You know I do. That's the thing. You know
it
I
looks
do.
Fun. Like I think we saw the trailer on one of those PlayStation Direct things, and we said that it looked interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna try it out.
No, I'm down for it. You know what, man? And it's not bad. I mean, it's gonna be for $20 available. It's not bad on May 30th, though.
Yeah, but I mean, you're a pleb and you have to purchase it. I'm not saying nothing, but
I know.
I'm gonna end up buying it anyway because I buy physical copies all the time.
You will.
You know it.
So another news, Willie, that I didn't know, and again, thanks to you for bringing this up, that Watchdog, the game, started as a sequel to Driver. And again, I was never aware of this. I always thought that Watchdog was a one of a kind game, that somebody freshly developed it, but you came and told me that this was a sequel to the game Driver.
Well,
like, how did this go about? Like, how did this go about for this to happen?
And I brought it up because I was surprised that this was news. Like, this came out today.
I'm shocked about that.
I've
Though.
known about the history of Watch Dogs. Well, then because again, I'm an old person.
Mhm.
But to give a quick synopsis, Driver was GTA before GTA 3. It was open world, but it was limited because the first two Driver games, you were just a driver. You never came out of the car. All you were was a person driving a car. But it had a lot of GTA elements. GTA 3 came out and revolutionized everything. And then Vice City came, and then after that went up. Atari at the time owned the rights to the Driver series, and they wanted to go, they wanted to hit a home run with Driver 3. And they wanted the game to come out before San Andreas because they wanted it to blow everybody out of the water. But because Atari has been a terrible company for a very long time, even though it was a different company back then, they tried to rush the release, and they did rush the release, and it came out, and it was garbage. That and a couple other decisions sunk Atari. Ubisoft came and scooped up the rights to the Driver series. The last Driver game was Driver San Francisco, which I have on the PS3. Great game, but tanked financially. But at the same time they were developing Driver San Francisco, there was a second development team working on a parallel driver game, not parallel lines, but another driver game. That ended up morphing into what we know today as the original Watch Dogs. But again, I thought that was known.
I didn't know that, to be honest. This is brand new to me.
But according to VG247, it's something that recently came out. No, I knew that Driver eventually became Watch Dogs, and I didn't. I had, where was it I had gotten the news from? I think it was Guru Larry.
Wow.
Yeah,
really?
I had learned it from Guru Larry because he had done a retrospective on Driver 3, and a scandal that broke out when two UK-based magazines, one for Xbox and one for PlayStation, gave it really high reviews ahead of time because they struck a deal with Atari. It was called Driver Gate because everything ends with gate now. Every scandal ends with gate. But
yeah, it literally does now. Son of a bitch.
It was from there, and this is years ago that he did it, is where I learned that Driver became Watch Dogs. And Driver San Francisco is a really good fucking game.
I've never seen that one either. I seen the first Driver, and also for PS1 when it came out.
Driver was for PS1 and Driver 2 as well.
Yeah, I just don't remember too much of it.
Driver 3 was an Xbox and PS2 game.
Well,
and PC, but the PC version came out years later.
Yeah. So, Willie, sorry to cut us short on that one, but I really want to talk about something that we brought up right now, that we mentioned for the beginning of the show, and it's that we already got the first look of Internals, and then, of course, we got to see the first fucking trailer for this movie, which I've been dying to watch it because I want to know more about this movie. I need to know more about these Internals, what's up with them, and what's the plan. Like, I have zero idea on these characters. They're all brand new to me. Willie, what's up with these characters, first of all?
Okay, so hang on, folks. This is some big head stuff because the Eternals are not regular superheroes. Talking about the Eternals opens up a lot of crazy shit. And I guess I'll start with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Remember the scene in the Collector's lair where he was explaining to the Guardians what the Infinity Stones were?
Yeah.
Remember how you see this huge being basically stamp a rod on the ground and wipe out an entire planet?
Yes.
That, my friend, is a Celestial. The Celestials are basically super gods. And it was the Celestials who created the Eternals on Earth. So they're an experiment that are basically godlike in our eyes because they have godlike powers. And getting too much into that is going to start nosebleeds, especially I'm sure with you.
Yeah.
But basically, think of
will
it this
happen.
way: the Eternals are what we would consider gods. You know, gods that have come down to Earth. They're that powerful, and they've been around that long. So making a movie about, you know, so big a roster of characters, like big as in, you know, they're huge as far as their power set and what they can do and what they're supposed to have done in the universe.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It is. But the thing is
Plus,
that what? Okay.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead. 'Cause
No,
there's
no, no,
more
no,
to it.
no, no, no. You're gonna explain a little bit more about it though. But go ahead.
Yeah. No. The thing is that, of course, fans being fans, they're seeing the Eternals and they're seeing more. Like, for example, did you know that? Oh well, there's the Eternals, which are basically the godlike good ones, and then the Deviants, which are supposed to be like technically the coded bad ones. And then, you know, Marvel aficionados would know that Thanos was a deviant.
Okay.
So yeah, he came from the same pool as the Eternals, meaning that they were all created by the Celestials. And if you go deeper in the comic books, you realize that the Celestials and the Eternals, to a degree, started experimenting with other things and created a little thing called the X gene, which means that
mutants.
they, you know, sort of kind of are the reason that mutants exist.
Okay. Well, now that we're talking about mutants, Willie, being that, you know, we're gonna begin this internal movie in November, do you think that this movie will cover something with the X gene for the mutants?
Possibly. Not to say that it's going to happen, but it's opening up the possibility that that's a storyline that will be explored. But I have to caution that you have to take everything with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, you know what it could be.
Yeah, I do.
Mephisto.
You had to.
I always have to bring that up, because when fandom goes crazy, when fandom goes rampant, you end up with things that make us all end up with egg on our face.
True. But one of my real questions I wanted to bring up and ask, and especially to the viewers, is seeing this trailer, which it looks very beautiful, very nice, very cool and stuff. It's missing something. And what I'm getting at is it's missing some sort of action. It looks like one of those beginning of the time type of thing going on, but they do mention that, you know, they never interfered with man until now. And a lot of things I'm looking at, it looks like it takes place way back when and also in present day. Do you think that these Eternals, do you think they were snapped by Thanos at one point and came back?
I would say yes. I mean, they're godlike, but they're long living. Technically, for all practical purposes, they're immortal, but they aren't. They can die. It just takes a long time. And I don't know. What I'm most worried about is, well, first of all, what you said as far as the way the movie looks. Yes, it's beautifully filmed.
Yeah.
This is directed by Chloe Zhao, and she's very critically acclaimed. She knows what she's doing, and she can film a beautiful movie.
She can.
But I'm just wondering about the whole concept. I mean, this is a pretty big concept.
It is.
And yeah, you know,
I'm just worried about it.
You see the Shang-Chi trailer, and you're thinking, all right, kung fu, action. I get this. And then you see they're talking, you know, Doctor Strange. All right, the whole magic and the hands and the circles and all that. All right, I got that. This is almost pretty abstract.
Yeah,
like, what are they going to come up with other than we're really powerful and you can't kill us?
That's one thing I was thinking about, because it does kind of bring me back to when I see something like this, it kind of brings me back to Captain Marvel. Like I thought it was actually an okay movie, but the whole time in the movie, you're just there like with her trying to like find her who she is. She doesn't know that, you know, her power. She doesn't know all that. So you're kind of like going this pace with her until like the very end when she uses it. And I'm here like thinking, do you think that this movie will be kind of like that?
No, I think this is a case where the Eternals know what they are. They are, you know, they know what they're about. They know what they can do. They know their history. There's not a thing of them discovering themselves. It's more a thing about maybe them discovering us and us discovering them.
So then who's going to be the worst enemy to them then?
I don't know.
Will be considered the worst enemy to them?
I mean, if you're talking about an Eternals level threat.
Yeah.
God, I sound like Mysterio there for a second. An Avengers level threat. Something that would be threatening the Eternals. I mean, you'd have to go to like really powerful cosmic beings on the level of the Celestials.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, all we can do is speculate because we haven't seen enough of. I mean, the only things that we saw are, okay, they are, you know, highly evolved beings, and Kumail Nanjiani is doing Bollywood, which I'm happy.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome.
Please, 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 Marvel, I beg of you, just give me one cameo by Singham, please.
Oh my god, dude, that's it. I'll give him all the money. I don't care if he just shows up for 3 seconds. I'll give him all the money here.
Give me one Singham cameo with the belt, with the belt.
Ass whooping everybody, whooping the shit.
I don't ask much. I don't ask much. That would make me whole.
And for you guys that don't understand who Singham is, we talked about it in a couple podcasts ago in one of our movie episodes.
No. Play him a clip. That's amazing.
That's the guy. That's the guy.
That's amazing.
That's the guy.
And I will brook no argument.
Oh no, at all. That's the guy. That's all I got to say. That is the guy. Pero again, for what I thought about the trailer, again, it looks very nice. It looks very clean, beautiful. I love the color work. I like the fact that you get to see some of the Eternals using their magics and like their powers and whatnot. I like to say magic. I don't care, but that's all I get. And I'm pretty sure that they just did it so that we could just see the Eternals and like leaving out the main villain out if there is a villain. But I find it overall very nice, you know, very clean, very pretty and stuff like that. Just a little underwhelmed. But again, I will have to see a second trailer to see if there's going to be a main villain. But if you guys know there's a villain in this movie that we might have missed, please comment down below. Let us know what we missed.
I'm looking right now.
Because there is a part there that a building falls and they save someone and they're kind of like building up their power, but you don't see nothing else. It's kind of like they're hiding something.
You're gonna love this.
What?
There's been people talking about possible villains because merchandise.
Oh god, cool.
And yes, they show deviants and they show celestials.
Ooh. Okay.
So there's that.
All right. Well, let's see what happens. Hopefully in the second trailer, besides being all nice and pretty, we get to see something a little more action-packed, at least for it could draw us in to see this movie, which I'll go see either way. But let's see what happens. I'm up to see what's up.
I'm in. I want to see where this goes, because Guardians already opened up the cosmic universe. Like, you know, they opened up the more cosmic side of Marvel, and I want to see them go ham with it.
Oh, definitely.
And I think that introducing us to the Celestials and the Eternals is a good way, because then it gets crazy.
Again.
Oh, you don't think that the Eternals are crazy enough? Oh, it gets crazy.
Oh, I can't wait. But look, again, Marvel knows what they're doing. Again, they made us feel for a talking raccoon in a tree.
Yes.
So they know what they're doing. What they're doing. But let's see what happens. And guys, please comment down below. Let us know what your thoughts and talk to us. We would love to talk to you guys about this and everything else that we're talking about right now. Especially this one. Amazon reportedly nears $9 billion to buy the MGM franchise. Now, Willie and I we've been looking into this, and there's a lot of rumors going around that Disney is gonna buy DC Comics and all that stuff, but there's no word. I feel that that's all speculation, a lot of he said, she said type of bullshit. But here we have some straight up facts. Willie, talk to me. We need to know a lot about this.
Okay,
and also about the whole DC thing. But let's talk about this mainly.
Okay, so MGM has been in limbo for quite a while now. They had declared bankruptcy, and they were owned by some holding companies and stuff. They started looking at the possibility of a sale in December of last year. Now it appears that Amazon wants to get into the movie business.
Mm-hmm.
And yep, as you said, the deal will be close to $9 billion. And this is not a guaranteed thing. This is not a set in stone, but it looks like that's where it's going.
Okay.
Now, MGM, like maybe a lot of people haven't really considered MGM to be a big deal because you always hear the Foxes and the Paramounts and the Disney's making all the noise now. But remember that MGM is the owners of the James Bond franchise.
Yep.
Remember that they own the Addams family.
Mm-hmm.
They own quite a bit of IP.
Yeah.
Now if you want to go and see the Stargate series, you have to go to Amazon or they buy it and get Amazon Plus, Amazon Prime, I should say. And we're talking about, I mean, those aren't the only ones. We're talking about the Rocky series. We're talking about Creed, Pink Panther. I don't know if that matters. Does it?
For us, it does. At least for me.
2001, The Space Odyssey.
It does matter.
I mean, Amityville.
Whatever. I'm not too.
A Christmas. You like A Christmas Story?
Yes. Damn it.
Dirty Little Secret.
What?
I don't care about that movie too much.
Just continue talking. Stop it.
It's all right. It's okay. But again, Amityville, Poltergeist, Silence of the Lambs.
Okay. I'm alright with Silence of the
Well,
Lambs.
they have quite a bit of IP that people would be interested in. Oh, they even own the 21 Jump Street reboot series, which was not bad.
It wasn't. It was actually pretty funny.
I mean, there's that one little meme clip that everybody knows. Play it.
My name is Jeff.
There's that.
I am no. I just don't know.
I mean, I gotta admit that was out of left field when I first saw it. It did get
Oh
a
no,
giggle out of me.
it was something for me. It was like for me too.
But still, I mean, Amazon would be doing a Disney and a Comcast because Comcast owns Universal, Disney owns itself and Fox, and now AT&T spun off Warner's with Discovery, and word is that they're willing to sell it, and that brings us to the other thing. I don't know where you got it. Where did you get that from? That Disney was all but a lock to buy DC.
Oh my god, it was everywhere, and I have people that were sending it to me, and I kept like telling them like, "Are you 100% sure this is real?" Because I don't see it nowhere, and the only place you're gonna find it is gonna be on either on YouTube or a make believe site. It's not legit news or stuff like that.
I found it on a parody site.
Yeah. Which that's why I was like kind of like I'm not 100% sure about it. But the question still comes up though. If Disney will do that, and if they can.
Okay, let's run with this one. Let's run with it.
All right.
Let's run with it. Okay, so the idea is AT&T holds a 71% stake in Warner Discovery, whatever it's going to be called.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a controlling interest, but the move to spin off Warner and Discovery into their own entity was done because of the amount of debt AT&T held following the Time Warner deal.
Okay.
Which was debt that they wanted to get out from under. Okay, so it would make sense to think maybe they would sell it. Maybe they'll look for somebody that is willing to grab Warner's in totality, Warner Discovery. But maybe a deal could be made for DC in particular. Now, would Disney be into it? Possibly.
They can.
By buying DC, they would own a ginormous chunk of pop culture and nerddom.
Oh no, definitely.
Because you add that to Marvel and Lucasfilm, and you have quite a bit of nerd IP. I'm going to call it that because I can't think of a better word.
There'll be the Thanos in movies.
But why would they? Other than that, financially,
well, that's the thing.
Financially, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. They have money. The problem is not having the money,
technically.
But they're in debt as it is with all the things that they've been doing. Remember that, the pandemic hit them hard, and their primary source of revenue, which was the theme parks, didn't make them as much money.
Until now, which is coming back slowly.
They're still trying to make the entire bet that is Disney Plus really, really pay off for them. Yeah, they're right now the second most popular streaming service after Netflix, but they have half of the Netflix's user base.
Mm.
Do they want to go and add more debt onto that?
That's actually a good question, Willie. And the thing is that, pretty much how we're bringing up right now, due to the whole pandemic, they took a massive hit, but also I see a little bit of growth, not only for, the fact that they did everything on Disney Plus so they can watch all these movies and like all these, movies that's supposed to be in theater, like Mulan or whatever, and buy for $30 and see it ahead of time. They probably made something there. I mean, not enough, but now also that because this whole thing with the pandemic, they on, at least in Orlando and here in Florida, the whole mandate of having a mask on, it's lifted, so they can be at the parks, at least in the open area, without a mask and not worry until you go into a ride or something and you have to have it on. So I'm guessing that with that being said, a lot of the people are going to be going back to Disney World Orlando, and they're going to be making their money slowly, but it's going to happen. It's going to get there. But now for this type of deal, I think you're absolutely right. I don't think they're going to try to put themselves in a hole, because if they were to get DC right now, yes, if they were to get DC right now, there would be nerddom. There'll be the top nerd thing to be at right now, because DC will have everything technically. I mean, not DC, Disney will have everything. You go to Disney World, they already have a Marvel area. They're going to have a DC area. Then they're going to have a Star Wars land. You have it all, technically. But are they willing to spend that money, though?
And let's forget about the fact that whether or not they're willing to do it. What do you think will happen if Disney goes, yeah, we're going to buy DC, and then they go up and talk to the regulators?
Oof.
How quickly do you think the regulators will say no? Because they're going to say no.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's something else, man. I mean, I really can't predict what will happen. The only thing I could actually say, like 100% that could happen, is that Disney will look at the movie franchise. They see that it's a dying star technically, but you have Snyder. Snyder did something good. They're gonna be like, you know what? Let's hire Zack Snyder, and he'll take care of the Disney franchise, kind of like Kevin Feige. And then he runs all that and directs it and all that good shit, just like Kevin Feige does for the majority of the Marvel movies. I will say, if they were to do that, bro, I think DC will be fucking good. It'll be great.
That opens up another thing.
Talk to me.
Disney is unique among all the movie studios.
Yeah.
In that their name is their identity.
Yeah.
Meaning that the Disney name isn't just a movie studio and now a streaming channel. Disney is world known for being a squeaky clean, family friendly, oh yeah, take your kids to go see it type of thing.
Yeah, it's true.
How are you going to throw Zack Snyder into that? More importantly, will DC fans want Zack Snyder involved with that?
Well, that's a good question there, Willie. An absolutely good question, which I will say if they could. Especially if they're going to be buying not only DC, but they're going to be buying MGM and whatever. So they already have their own streaming service for their MGM movies, which I forgot which one they were, but they have them there. And
for MGM movies,
yeah,
I forgot what it was that was had.
Was it Epic or
was it Epix? Well, what does it matter now? Because if the previous story is correct, it's going to be Amazon Prime.
Well, yeah, there we go. So if that were to happen, so then yeah, you can have DC stuff like that on a Disney server or nothing like that. They're gonna have to probably do what they have like the other movies on Hulu and whatnot. Just for that, for they can have that gray area where they say, yeah, we own this, but this is on this part of the server where you can watch, not here on the Disney Plus area. Now they are talking about it, which we talked about it a couple times ago. They're gonna have a Disney Plus adult section where we can watch like Deadpool movies and some of the, I won't say rated R,
Alien, Predator,
yes,
all that stuff.
Certain things like that on an adult section. Now, is it possible? I still say yeah, but it's still about the money. The money is a part that I'm still kind of curious about how they will play it off. Like if they were to do this now, it will pretty much put them on their necks to say, we're here, like right here up to the neck, buying this, spending our money to make something happen with this, and they could probably do it. It could probably happen, but they haven't said nothing. It's not in the news.
I say it's more than money, because they have to expect a regulatory fight.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if they said that they only wanted DC by itself, maybe. But would the new Warner Discovery want to part with DC and keep the rest of themselves? DC can't buy a controlling interest in all of it, because then there's going to be a problem. When Disney bought Fox, they had to make a deal to spin off Fox's regional sports networks, because the regulators didn't like the fact that Disney would be controlling a very large part of sports broadcasts since they own ESPN. So are you going to see something like that if they want to go for a controlling interest in Warner Discovery?
I don't know.
And it goes back to money.
It does.
That goes back to money. AT&T spun it off because it was a lot of money, and it's not like AT&T is hurting for money, but that was a lot of debt to be carrying on their books.
Yeah.
Disney already has a lot of debt in their books, and they're coming off an off year. Do they want to add more debt just like that, just so they can have more nerd cred? And do they want to incur the wrath of the fans of DC, who there's a subset of people who identify with DC precisely because it's not Marvel.
It's true, and I don't want to call them blind or anything like that.
No,
but,
listen, we all have our own likes and dislikes.
We all have that, dude. We all have that. It's
whether it makes sense or not is not up to us, because I like what I like, and I'm not going to sit there and say that they're wrong just because they want to identify with one brand and not another. That's what they like.
It's true.
Now, go and tell them that the brand that they like is going to be owned by the company that owns the brand that they don't like. Even if you were to bring Zack Snyder into that, you're going to see a thing where it's like, nah, they're going to Disneyfy it. Nah, I don't like the way they're going to do it. DC has gotten a thing now where they're the dark and gritty comic book.
Yeah, like it's just there, like the back, like the yeah. But then again, the only way I can see it too, yeah, they'll be spending all that money and trying to getting that service. But imagine all the money you're going to get back from it also. I mean, Marvel was bought at one point because they went bankrupt, and we're worried that something bad was going to happen. But Disney saved it. Disney made shit happen with Marvel.
Okay, I have a counter to that.
Go.
Lucasfilm.
Okay.
Disney bought Lucasfilm, and everyone thought that Lucasfilm was going to be that Disney was going to be the salvation of Lucasfilm. They took it away from that evil George Lucas. And you know how many people want George Lucas to buy it back now?
Oh, a lot. But then again, to counter that George sold out. He saw the money. He said, "Okay, fuck it, bye."
Oh fuck yeah, he sold out. You spent decades getting ranked on by everybody on the internet because you made the Phantom Menace. You can't make anybody else happy. Well, fine, fuck it. Let someone else do it. See how happy you are. George is the happiest person right now in the whole Lucasfilm thing.
Oh, no, definitely. But again, that's what I'm saying. It all comes down to the money, dude. Even if you made the shittiest movie and you sell out, you're still going to get paid. The guy's fucking banking.
And don't bring me that sellout shit right now, okay? Let me put it this way. If Disney comes up right now and says, hey, we'll buy the Miami Geeks for $5 billion, how fast will your hand move?
You said 5 billion, right?
5 billion.
Well, you already know that half.
That's how much. Well, no. Listen, if you don't take that shit and give me my half,
that's what I was gonna tell you. I was gonna tell you, bro, I will sell that shit in a heartbeat. And I'm like, hey, we're getting half. We're gonna take a long break, and we're gonna come back and do our own podcast. It's not gonna be called Miami Geeks. It's gonna be called Geeks Miami.
It's gonna be called the Bora Bora Buddies, because that's where I'm gonna be fucking living.
Oh my god, yeah. We're gonna be like, what's up? We're in the Bora Boras. We're playing with all the systems everywhere. So how you guys doing? How you guys doing? We're fine. Let's thank. We'll thank Disney for this one.
How you doing? I don't know. There's an umbrella in my drink and it's shit in a pineapple. I think I'm doing good.
Oh man, but Willie, I mean, I love that fantasy, but let's get down to reality, and it's going to be a sad reality for a lot of people out there, especially me. Which there's a lot of talk about the whole God of War movie that was going to happen and whatever. Sony spokesman came out and said that it's denied. It's not going to happen, but they are talking about. They are making 10 video game adaptations for Sony Pictures pipeline. And, of course, one of them is going to be Uncharted and a lot of others. But they said for sure that God of War is not one. And, Willie, you and I had a conversation about this. Let's bring it up for our viewers before we end the show today.
Okay.
You pretty much said that God of War being a movie was going to be a disaster. Go.
This is the thing. Video games have gotten to the point now where they're telling stories just like a movie. They're more interactive, and so there's a little bit more investment in the movie because you're playing you're basically affecting the movie. Yeah. But in some cases, the stories have been told too well for it to be viable as a movie. In the case of, let's say, Uncharted.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying that there's going to be anything wrong with the movie. Tom Holland has proven to be more than a capable actor.
Indeed.
And maybe he'll do Nathan Drake justice.
Yeah.
But my first problem with any video game adaptation is, how is the movie going to compare to the game? You have to ask the question, even if you don't want to, because yes, there are two different forms of media.
It's true. It's very true.
But considering you are adapting one form of media into another, how are you going to adapt it? How is the adaptation going to work? In the case of a movie, in the case of a game like God of War, that story's been told, and it's actually evolved.
It has.
It went from angry Spartan to retired wannabe Viking. And the stories are, well, I mean, and that's the same question I have, because the Last of Us TV show is still a thing. And they're going to make a Ghost of Tsushima movie.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
In the case of the Ghost of Tsushima movie, maybe that will lend itself better to adaptation. Not just because of the source material, but because it doesn't have the legs that God of War has had. But
I don't know. I still say the following: if it's gonna be a God of War movie, there shouldn't be a God of War movie. I totally agree with Willie about it. But the thing is, I see it in a different way. There's too much to say in a movie. I mean, Kratos himself has to fight a bunch of gods, a bunch of all these monsters, a bunch of things in the video game itself. That to cover that as a movie, you're gonna have to do a lot of killing really fast forward. Kind of like God of War right now is gonna fight Zeus. It pauses. It goes, "Hey, you're probably wondering how I got here. Let me explain."
No, don't. What?
I'm just saying.
You're turning it into Pineapple Express.
I'm just saying. But the thing is, I would love to see this to be a show, like a early journeys of God of War, or Kratos, whatever you want to put it as.
But see, that's the thing.
But the thing is that, like you're saying it though, in the game, they explained all of that, plus the cinematics and everything. It did. It was really good.
They
really
did.
good.
Like, okay, let's go back to the premise that I put. The Last of Us TV show.
Yeah.
Okay. It could very well be, because I don't know if they've talked about exactly how it's going to be, how they're gonna tell the story.
Okay.
But if they're gonna pick up and do for what we already saw in the video game, I mean, then you bring up the thing like, okay, you're making a TV show that basically retreads the video game. You're not adding anything. You're just adapting it.
Yeah.
If they were to do a thing where you see how everything was before the events of The Last of Us, okay, that may be something worth experimenting with or looking at, because there isn't much of that in the games. But what are you going to do with God of War? You already saw how he became Kratos, the God Killer.
Yeah.
You saw what happened when he became the God Killer, and then you saw what happened after he retired to Norway.
Yeah.
So what are you going to give us that we don't know yet?
It's true.
Kratos the high school years?
The only thing I could say that will maybe benefit it for the people that don't play video games. We talked about it earlier that, the people that don't like video games, like, oh, what the hell is this game about? But now, if you show them a movie or a show based on a video game and they watch it, they're going to be like, oh, this is pretty interesting. I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot of people out there that are now comic book fans thanks to DC and Marvel doing the movies, which now they're like, the hell? What does this movie? Iron Man? What is it about? And then all of a sudden they see it, they want to be Tony Stark immediately. I want to get a cut.
I don't think that people got introduced to Iron Man. Everyone knew who Iron Man was, at the very least at a conceptual level.
Well, but let's talk about the ones that don't know him, though.
He might have been top tier, but he's been around for quite a bit.
Okay.
The only thing I could say, as far as a God of War movie, is that it could teach the kids who play Fortnite that Kratos is a badass, not just a dude who does the march walk. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. But, man, Willie, all I got to say is, man, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. And with everything that we're talking about right now, please comment down below. We would love to talk to you and have a conversation of everything we're just talking about here. Please comment down below. And as always, this segment is brought to you by two of our near friends here, and one of them is D2D. Use promo code Miami Geeks 10 to save 10% on your next purchase order. That's MIAGEEKS 10. On caps, description down below. Copy the promo code, click on the link, go to the site, paste. That's 10% saved, plus an additional percentage saved at the site and Decora Lights. Make sure to go there and let them know that we sent you, and they're going to give you a percentage off and give you such cool stuff. I mean, I can't put it here because of the whole green screen and stuff like that, but the lights on that thing is beautiful. And I got to show it to you. I got to do another video about that. But that also, guys, make sure you hit like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button just so no one comes with some amazing news, which is 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and a little something in between. Once again, guys, thank you so much. And Willie, peace.
Bye.